Imagine you walked into a casino, sat down at a table, and placed the single largest bet in the history of human civilization. Not $1 million, not $1 billion, $3 trillion. And the rule was simple: win that money back or everything collapses. That is not a movie plot. That is what is actually happening right now with artificial intelligence. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta have already spent $130 billion in just the first 3 months of 2026 alone. Goldman Sachs has calculated that the AI industry needs to generate $3 trillion in returns to justify what has already been spent on infrastructure. $3 trillion. That is more than the entire economy of France. And here is the part that should make you stop and pay attention. Right now, according to MIT, 95% of companies investing in AI have not made a measurable profit from it. Not 5%, not 10%, 95%. So today, we are going to walk through exactly how this bet was placed. Who is holding the chips? What happens if the numbers do not add up? And most importantly, what it means for your money, your job, and your family's future. Stay with me, because the story gets stranger from here. To understand where we are, you need to understand how we got here. It started in late 2022, when OpenAI released ChatGPT. Within 2 months, it had 100 million users. That had never happened to any technology product in history. Not Facebook, not the iPhone. Nothing moved that fast. And the people who run the largest technology companies in the world saw that number and made a decision. They decided that artificial intelligence was not just a product. It was the future of everything. And if they did not own that future, someone else would. So they started spending. Not carefully, not cautiously. They started spending at a scale that has no comparison in modern business history. Microsoft committed over $80 billion to AI infrastructure in 2025 alone. Amazon announced $200 billion in capital expenditure for 2026. Google came in at $180 billion. Meta said it would spend up to $140 billion. But here is what nobody is talking about. These companies are not spending money they have sitting in a vault. Several of them are issuing debt, borrowing money to fund this build-out. NVIDIA raised $25 billion in its first ever debt sale since the AI boom began. Oracle is borrowing approximately $100 billion to build data centers for OpenAI, a company that is currently losing $21 billion a year. Read that again. Oracle is borrowing $100 billion to build infrastructure for a company losing $21 billion annually. That is the foundation this bet is built on. The Bank for International Settlements, which is essentially the central bank for all central banks, published its 2026 annual report and used a specific word to describe the current AI investment climate. The word was bubble. They compared it directly to the railway mania of the 1800s and the dot-com collapse of 2000. Both of those ended with recessions. Now, ask yourself, if the people who manage the world's central banking system are saying that out loud, what do they know that is not making the evening news? Let us talk about that number specifically, because $3 trillion sounds abstract until you break it down. Goldman Sachs published a detailed research report in May 2026, calculating the cumulative AI capital expenditure between 2026 and 2031 at approximately $7.6 trillion. That is the total amount that will be spent building the data centers, buying the chips, laying the power lines, and running the infrastructure that AI requires to operate. To justify that spending, the AI industry needs to generate revenue that covers those costs plus profit. TechCrunch, using conservative financial modeling, calculated that the minimum return needed just to break even on the current infrastructure already built is $3 trillion. That is the floor, not the ceiling. Think of it this way. You buy a restaurant. You spend $3 million building it, decorating it, buying equipment, and hiring staff. Now you have to sell enough food to earn that $3 million back before you see a single dollar of profit. The restaurant is AI. The $3 million is $3 trillion. And right now, the restaurant is mostly serving free samples. Here is something that rarely gets mentioned. Goldman Sachs also quietly confirmed in early 2026 that $700 billion in AI investment during 2025 contributed essentially zero to United States GDP growth. $700 billion spent. GDP impact? Zero. The technology industry had invested the equivalent of Sweden's entire annual economy into AI, and the macroeconomic needle did not move. That does not mean AI does not work. It clearly does in specific, targeted applications. But it raises a serious question about whether the scale of investment matches the scale of actual return. And right now, the answer is no. What comes next is where it gets personal for every single person watching this. Here is a question worth sitting with for a moment. If Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta are all spending hundreds of billions of dollars, and none of them are showing clear AI profits yet, where is the money actually going? The answer is NVIDIA. NVIDIA has seen its stock surge more than 880% over the past 3 years. Every dollar that Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta spend on AI infrastructure largely flows through NVIDIA's chips. The H100, the B200, the GB300, these are the processors that power every major AI system, and NVIDIA sells them at prices that have made it one of the most valuable companies in the history of the stock market. Memory chip prices have risen 50% in 2026 alone. Data center construction costs are climbing. Electricity costs are rising because AI data centers consume enormous amounts of power. The Bank for International Settlements specifically flagged energy availability as a looming supply bottleneck that could force overspending beyond current projections. Here is the part that connects directly to your wallet. When corporations spend $725 billion a year on infrastructure without clear returns, one of two things happens. Either they cut costs somewhere else, which historically means jobs, or they raise prices on the products and services you use every day to recover that investment. Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, Amazon Web Services, these are not charities. The AI build-out will eventually show up in your subscription bill. And there is a darker irony underneath all of this. A Bain survey of 951 large companies found that AI savings were falling well below internal projections, even as most firms planned to spend more. The technology worked, the value did not arrive. That phrase, from the actual Bain report, is one of the most honest summaries of where we are right now. So, who is profiting? Right now, mostly chip manufacturers, construction contractors building data centers, and energy companies powering them. The actual AI product companies, the ones promising to change everything, are overwhelmingly losing money. That gap between who is spending and who is profiting is the core tension that makes this bet so fragile. June 2026 was a month that financial analysts will study for a long time. On June 5th, the Labor Department released a jobs report showing 172,000 new jobs added in May, more than double what economists had projected. Normally, that would be good news, but markets interpreted strong job numbers as a signal that the Federal Reserve might keep interest rates higher for longer. And higher interest rates make debt more expensive. For AI companies funding their build-out through borrowed money, that single jobs report was a warning shot. The Nasdaq had its worst weekly performance in more than a year. AI and semiconductor stocks dropped sharply. Then South Korean company SK Hynix, one of the primary manufacturers of the memory chips that AI systems require, announced it was planning to slow down its AI memory business. Global stock indexes followed immediately. Uber quietly capped its internal employee AI usage after burning through its entire annual Claude code budget in just 4 months. Amazon shut down an internal AI usage leaderboard after employees gamed it with meaningless tasks. GitHub moved its AI coding assistant Copilot to usage-based billing, shocking users who suddenly saw the real cost of heavy AI use. None of these are catastrophic events on their own, but they are the sound of a system under pressure. They are the receipts. Real companies making real internal decisions that tell you the AI return on investment story is not playing out the way the press releases promised. Michael Burry, the investor who famously predicted the 2008 housing collapse and was portrayed in the film The Big Short, has expanded his bets against AI companies. He is currently shorting Nvidia, Tesla, and related stocks. Burry is not always right, but he was right when almost nobody else was in 2008, and he has done the math on AI. Here is the question that should be in the back of your mind for the rest of this video. If the cracks are already showing at $700 billion spent, what happens when the number reaches $7.6 trillion? The word collapse can mean different things. Let us be precise about what we are actually discussing. Nobody serious is predicting that artificial intelligence disappears. The technology is real. It works in specific contexts. It is genuinely useful for certain tasks. That debate is over. What is being debated by the Bank for International Settlements, by Goldman Sachs, by Capital Economics, by polymarket traders who have placed nearly $3 million in real money on bubble timing, is whether the current investment structure is sustainable. Capital Economics published a forecast in mid-2026, projecting that the S&P 500 would end 2026 at 8,250, up 12%, and then collapse 21% to 6,500 by the end of 2027. That is not a fringe prediction. That is a mainstream financial research firm putting a specific number on a specific timeline. What does a correction actually feel like for a 50-year-old American? It feels like your 401k losing significant value in a relatively short window. It feels like tech companies announcing layoffs to cut costs after overspending. It feels like the value of tech-heavy retirement portfolios dropping the way they did in 2000 and 2001 when the dot-com bubble corrected. It feels like the cost of AI-powered services, tools you may already be paying for monthly, suddenly jumping because companies need to recover losses. It does not have to be a total collapse to hurt real people. The dot-com bubble was not a hoax. The internet was real and genuinely transformative. But companies like Pets.com, Webvan, and hundreds of others that could not convert the hype into sustainable revenue disappeared completely, and millions of people lost real money in the process. The ones that survived, Amazon, Google, did so because they eventually built actual profitable businesses, not just impressive technology. The AI parallel is almost exact. The question is not whether AI is real. The question is, which companies will still be standing when the accounting comes due? Let us bring this all together. In Section 1, we covered how the bet was placed, how ChatGPT's explosive growth triggered a spending arms race where Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta collectively committed hundreds of billions of dollars to AI infrastructure, much of it funded through debt rather than existing cash flow. In Section 2, we broke down the $3 trillion number specifically. Goldman Sachs projects $7.6 trillion in cumulative AI capital expenditure through 2031, and TechCrunch's analysis shows the industry needs to return at least $3 trillion just to break even. Meanwhile, $700 billion spent in 2025 moved the GDP needle by exactly zero. In Section 3, we looked at who is actually profiting right now, primarily Nvidia and infrastructure companies, while the AI product companies themselves are largely losing money, and how that gap will eventually appear in your subscription costs and your employment landscape. In Section 4, we documented the specific cracks that appeared in June 2026. The market sell-off, SK Hynix's pullback, Uber and Amazon quietly admitting internal AI costs were unsustainable, and Michael Burry, placing real money against the sector. In Section 5, we defined what an actual correction looks like in plain terms. Not a science fiction collapse, but the kind of real-world financial correction that hits retirement accounts, triggers layoffs, and mirrors what happened to everyday Americans during the dot-com bust. The bet is real, the number is real, the cracks are real. Whether the system returns $3 trillion or faces a serious reckoning is the most important financial story of this decade, and most people are not paying attention to it yet. If this video gave you something to think about, hit the like button and subscribe. We cover stories like this every week, the ones that matter to your money, your security, and your future, without the hype and without the spin. And I want to leave you with one question. Drop your answer in the comments below. If AI companies cannot show a profit by the end of 2027, should the US government step in to regulate how much big tech is allowed to borrow to fund AI? Or should the market be allowed to correct itself, no matter who gets hurt? That is the real debate nobody in Washington is having yet. Let us have it here.